Hello, hello, it's me, Salmonella, your favorite fresh fishy streamer. It's you, it's me, it's a beautiful day, and I have a six-pack of beer. Originally I was going to play Monster Hunter, but I forgot to prep the update, so it is still downloading. So in the meantime, we're playing one of my favorite games that I've never actually played, Higurashi no Naku Koro ni, or Higurashi When They Cry. Higurashi means cicadas, and the full name of the game is When the Cicadas Cry. If you say when the cicadas cry, nobody's going to know what you're talking about. If you say when they cry, maybe. Higurashi is going to get people to understand what you're talking about. Just say Higurashi. It's a visual novel. I watched the anime as a kid off of the sketchiest anime pirating sites. And this game is a little bit weird in its story progression because it's got question arcs and answer arcs, and they differ, and it makes sense as you play it. And the first chapter, Onikakushi-hen, is actually available for free on Steam. So we're going to be playing it together now. Excuse me. And if we like it, perhaps I will play the entire series. And who knows, maybe I'll play Umineko also. I desperately want to cosplay characters from both series. Higurashi, and then Umineko no Naku Koro ni, which is When the Seagulls Cry, is the spiritual successor. So, we're going to go ahead and start up, and we're going to play in English. 07th expansion, or is it just 7th expansion? I don't know. They're great. And see When the Cicadas Cry, and there's cicadas. Oh, let's see if there's anything we need to configure. Message speed, BGM. Can I make it bigger? There we go. That's a little bit bigger. It's perfectly fine on your screen, but on my screen it's displaying on a window the size of a postage stamp. Okay, let's start. Welcome to the world of Higurashi When They Cry. The Onikakushi arc will be the opening, inviting you into this world. Don't play tough, please just enjoy life in Hinamizawa to the fullest. The difficulty is extremely high, but I hope you will enjoy the reward. Pre-roll ads will start in a bit. Well, that's creepy. Oh, and I've got beer. We're drinking. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if the world will not forgive you. Please do not lament. I will forgive you, even if you will not forgive the world. So please tell me, what will it take for you to forgive me? Frederica Berncastel. Work of fiction! 1983. Well, that was a grisly sound. If I was going to be ripped apart anyways, having my body ripped apart would have been far better. What, was your soul ripped apart instead? I trusted her. No, I still trust her. Even in this very moment, I trust her. But I'm starting to realize I only wanted to trust her because I refused to accept the truth. It was as if I was trying to convince myself in such a silly, sobbing voice. And those tears made a mess of my face. That mechanical, repetitious sound finally stilled and everything fell silent. Only the cry of the cicadas remained, annoyingly loud. And yet, I felt as if I could still hear her voice. But that's not possible. She is no longer speaking. The only one crying is me. She never cried. Even when she repeated those words over and over, she never expressed any emotion, because there were none to show. If she had no tears to shed for me, then shouldn't need to shed any for her. Then why? This pain, my eyes getting moist. Why is this happening? I still wanted to believe I hadn't been split apart. That's enough, right? Inside me, an inner voice whispered gently. My spirit had suffered enough, and countless times I'd wavered over whether I should just throw the battered thing away. Except I've stubbornly refused to do that, haven't I? I'd feel better if I just threw it away. Even knowing that, I chose to believe, didn't I? Only I can understand that painful struggle, and I appreciate it. Hey, me? I've tried more than enough. I'll acknowledge that much. So, isn't it all right to just take the easy way out? Besides, I'm not throwing it away. I'm leaving it behind, with her, like flowers by a grave. Now then, calm your nerves. Even though you can't feel your right arm, just lift it up. And with every swing, forget a little more. That kindness made me happy. That adorable smile brought me joy. I liked petting your head. I loved how demure you were. Because this will be the last time. Because when I swing this down, I'll forget. This is my first and last bouquet for you. Perhaps I really did love you. I love the cold open. I love the cold open. In the anime, they do the cold open too. Somebody has been apologizing for a while. Ooh, I got an achievement for doing something. I wonder what she's apologizing for. It felt wrong to eavesdrop, so I tried really hard. It's been a while since I got to the city. I only returned to attend a funeral of a relative. Even though I'd lived there until last month, I found the bustle of the city overwhelming. Those skyscrapers and multi-lane roads, the melodious cacophony of the crosswalk walk, even the campaign speeches blaring in front of the station felt the place where I live now is nearly as lively. There's only the chirping of locusts and the babbling of brooks, and the cry of the Higurashi, the evening cicadas. Rather than making me feel lonely, that quietness had begun to instill a sense of serenity. There is nothing where I am now. I don't just mean there aren't any burger joints. There aren't even vending machines. No music stores, no restaurants, and no arcades. Even an ice cream parlor would be lonely. The nearest town has some stuff like that, and it's an hour away by bike. But come to think of it, it wasn't really a big deal. There were music stores and arcades and ice cream parlors. It wasn't like I ever hung out in any of them. I had lived in the city for 10 years and never once been to an ice cream parlor. Ah, depressing, Chum. I should have gone at least once. Yeah, live a little. It's only now that I'm starting to regret that. Somebody is still apologizing. Who is she apologizing to? She's apologized so much. Just forgive her already. There's no reason anybody should ever need to apologize so much. I started to feel a bit annoyed and whoever was refusing to forgive her. If you know what's going on. Ooh, I've seen the entire anime, all the question and answer arcs, so I have a decent idea of what's going on here. And this is like, oh. No matter how bad the mistake, there's nothing that can't be forgiven. There's no such thing as an irreparable mistake. You just need to be more careful next time. Oh. Okay. still apologizing, even now. Then, has she really done something that can't be fixed? I have no idea what she's done. If it can't be fixed, then it's all wrong and forgive her. No matter how much she apologizes, nothing will change. But even so, she keeps apologizing in such a heartbreaking voice. Hey, you, the one she's apologizing to. Why don't you just go ahead and forgive her? She's apologizing in such a pathetic voice. Keiichi, who's there? Okay, so, this is... Keiichi, the name, it becomes a joke in his nickname because his name is made from the word K, which sounds like the English letter K, and ichi, which means one. Wake up. I was finally roused from my nap by my father's prodding. It seemed the train had reached the final stop. We'd spent hours riding everything from bullet trains to local routes. It was hard to believe the landscape beyond the window. The city I was in half a day ago, the same country. No, that they were even from the same era. From there, we'd take a car to the Royal. Past where the dense forest encroaching on the mountain road suddenly opened up. There where I live now, Hinamizawa. Higurashi when they cry. 07th expansion presents. Even though we were approaching summer, the morning air still had a frigid bite. It does not. It's June. It is June in this game. Where I am, by the time it's June, there is never a frigid moment unless the sky is about to fall out. If the morning air is cold, actually, the morning air in Japan might have still been cold in June. I don't remember. It's been a while since I've been to Japan. Although, in exchange, you could fill your lungs up with crisp, clean air. Flipping open the window, I was greeted with a verdant expanse. Nothing but trees. The neighboring house was far away on the other side, so I was probably the only one enjoying that view and that air. I filled my lungs with another deep breath. Since I started living in Hinamizawa, I learned that even air had its own taste. Yeah? I quickly finished getting ready for school and headed downstairs for breakfast. Hell yeah, listen to that Japanese getting ready for school music. I can't wait. I'm drinking a very refreshing beer today. Shiner Strawberry Blonde. A truly negligible 4.3 alcohol by volume. But I've got a whole 6-pack for myself, so I'll fix that. It's seasonal. I was thinking about getting the prickly pear instead, but the prickly pear isn't seasonal, and the strawberry is seasonal. My mother was the only one there. My father was nowhere to be seen. He was probably up working until the early morning. Dad had a rather unconventional job as a painter. It's such a laid-back profession. Get up when you want, sleep when you want, and work when you want. I was so jealous of that easygoing lifestyle. I even wrote for school that I wanted to be a painter when I grew up. Dad was ecstatic about that. I don't think they ever mentioned this in the anime. Keiichi's parents just don't come up in the anime. It was just because it looked easy. I'd never tell him that, though. Long laid-out breakfast on the table. Seaweed, pickled vegetables, raw egg, and grilled salmon. Ooh, I could go for some pickled vegetables and grilled salmon. Raw salmon? Grilled salmon. My mom was such a good cook, it was scary. immaculate, ideal breakfast. Unlike my dad, who didn't even know the meaning of the word schedule, my mom never squandered any time or effort. She hummed a little tune as she brought over the miso soup. It seemed like she was in a good mood today. I'm so happy you've been waking up early since we moved here, Keiichi. If I don't wake up early, I won't have time to eat breakfast. I thought I was being cute, responding with a wisecrack after being praised for being good. Full bowl of rice, or will half be enough? Pile it on! First, I savored the steaming hot rice with the seaweed. After that, I covered it with egg. Ooh, that sounds good. Japanese eggs are really good. They don't have to worry about salmonella quite so much. So they eat a lot more raw egg than we do. And I absolutely love raw egg on rice. I still eat it sometimes, even though it's riskier, because I need salmonella. And why do I need to fear salmonella? I'm so funny. Between bites of rice, I enjoyed the crunch of the pickles. Ooh, pickled vegetables. Not bad at all. Excellent, as usual. Watching me clean my plate, Mom gave me a warm smile. I'm so happy you haven't skipped breakfast ever since we moved here, Keiichi. I was not a morning person when we lived in the city. I slept right until the last minute before school and rarely ate breakfast. Boycotting the breakfast Mom made me each morning? That was probably the only way I could protest being forced to attend cram school. I guess that was what you'd call my rebellious phase. I wouldn't so much as look at the breakfast she woke up early every day to make. If I could go back in time, I'd slap myself. Mindful of the time, Mom rushed me along with a wide grin. Isn't it about time to meet up with Reina-chan? Hurry, hurry! Mom really seemed to enjoy the fact that her son was going to school with a girl. Reina is one of my classmates. She really loves looking after people, coming to beat me every day without fail. The way I looked at it, a guy my age walking to school with a girl was just lame. But, well, keeping a classmate waiting for me every day wouldn't be very considerate. Seriously though, how long does Reina wait there for me every morning? Taking one last gulp of miso soup, I raced for the door. Please thank Reina-chan for the pickles. Oh, Reina made the pickles? Delightful. Come to think of it, those pickles weren't store-bought, were they? If I'd known that, I would have savored them a bit more. Morning! Wait for it. Wait for it. Keiichi-kun! Yes! Yes! Ah! I love this character. This is my favorite character. Oh, I love her so much. This is, actually, so if you've seen my schoolgirl outfit, it's actually halfway based on Reina's schoolgirl outfit. Not 100%, but like some key elements. Like the light blue and white color scheme, the sailor neck. She's so cute. I wanted to cosplay Reina so badly as a kid. Reina was one of the first ones I ever wanted to cosplay. She is amazing. You're gonna come to love her in a special way in your big special heart. Let's take a big honkin' gulp of beer before I try to do her voice. That's really good. It's not a sour, but it's tart. Isn't Shiner like a lager? It's a blonde. Okay, so it is a blonde a lager? I don't know. Oh, a blonde. Man, I don't know the difference between a lager and an ale and all that. I need to know more about different types of beer. Anyway, back to the game. Keiichi-kun! Good morning! Her cheerful greeting was as fresh as the morning itself. You're always so early. You should try sleeping in sometime. If I sleep in, I'll keep you waiting. She's so conscientious and such a good person. If that ever happens, I'll just leave you behind. Keiichi-kun, you're so cold. I wait for you all the time. I'll leave you you in the dust. Without looking back. Keiichi, you dick! Why are you so mean? Why? Reina had a slightly troubled look on her face. Toying with her was rather fun because of how quickly her mood changed. I'm kidding. I'd wait for you. With those words, Reina seemed to relax. Her face flushed bright red. Oh, thank you. I'd wait forever until you came, Reina. No matter how long. Forever? Reina turned bright red, steam rising from her head as her brain short-circuited. She's especially weak to this sort of talk. I don't think they did this in the anime! It's quite rare to find someone this fun to tease. Have you ever read a romance novel, Reina? Huh? I haven't. Never read any before. From that response, I gathered she was interested in them, but was too embarrassed to actually buy one. I couldn't imagine what would happen if she did read one. She'd probably turn red and pass out. Oh yeah, message from Mom. She says thank you for the pickles. It was nothing. You're welcome. How were they? Not too salty? They weren't that salty. Actually, they had a pretty light flavor to them. It would have been fine, just to be honest, and say they were good, but apparently I couldn't be that forthright. I'd like to ask something before... I don't know if that's Reina or Keiichi talking. I'd like to ask something before that. Were you the one that pickled them, Reina? Or was it your mom? Huh? Huh? Why do you ask? Were they too salty? Her attitude completely changed as she began to panic frantically. Was it you, Reina? Or was it your mom? Why are you asking who made them? Why? Depending on who made them, my opinion of them might change drastically. Keiichi, you dick! Huh? She counted frantically on her fingers, trying to remember the amount of salt she'd used to pickle them. It wasn't like I was trying to tease her, but I couldn't stop myself. Guys who take pleasure in this kind of thing are probably the worst. Guys like me. Reina nervously opened and closed her mouth over and over, trying to muster a response. It was me. Delicious. Huh? Pretty good, just like the last ones. They went perfectly with the rice. Her face went bright red again. She was completely spacing out. It was truly a lot of fun to tease her. I pray that Reina never gets taken advantage of by some lowlife. Some lowlife other than me, Keiichi! Keep at it, Reina. I'll train you until you handle it like an average person! Or so I decided for myself. Let's go. If we keep Mion waiting, we'll never hear the end of it. Seeing as she just keeps spacing out otherwise, I called Reina back to reality so we could make our way to school. This strange, easily flustered girl is Reina Ryugu. I've only known her for about a month, but I've come to realize it's not just her name that's strange. See, I didn't understand it, but Reina is not a Japanese name. It's supposed to be Reina. So you can't really notice the difference in English, but it's a subtle difference in the pronunciation in Japanese. So her name is Reina Ryugu. Or, you know, you put a little emphasis on it, it's Reina. But in Japanese, it's meant to be Reina. She's my favorite strange girl. I love strange girls. Me-chan, good morning. Coming up to the next rendezvous point, we saw another person waiting for us. Noticing us, she waved. Ah, finally, you two are late. Usually, you're the one who's late. In sharp contrast to the Dylan and Reina, chest and then dropped straight down, focusing on the point between my legs. She didn't do this in the anime. So she was saying it was my crotch that was cute about it. Before you ask, just to be clear, I've never actually tried to show it to her. I've grown quite splendidly. You'd be surprised. Not only is he bigger, but he has a little mustache now. Being so engorged with energy every morning is quite a problem, though. I'll introduce you next time, so be sure to greet him properly. Don't say next time. Right now it's just fine. How about letting the little guy get a breath of fresh morning air? I don't know who was talking. I don't think I've ever heard talk so dirty you can smell it fouling up the morning air before. Mion sure does act like an old man sometimes. Yeah, Mion definitely did not talk like that in the anime. Good morning dick jokes? Hello. Gotcha. Time for the big reveal. Hope you don't regret it. As my hand reached for my fly, Raina began to ramble in a near panic. Hey, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Red-faced and flustered, Raina tried to play dumb, but it was obvious she knew exactly what we were talking about. How was it? Seeing the city again? Mion switched gears, dropping the dirty talk and changing the topic to something more befitting a pleasant morning. I only went for a funeral, I didn't have much time. So yeah, did you look for it? That thing I asked you for. You're not listening. I just came back from a funeral. I didn't have any time to look around in toy stores. Tisk, tisk, tisk. Toy stores and hobby shops are completely different, you know? It's really difficult to get Western stuff around here after all. Is this about games again, Mita? Mion nodded proudly as Raina giggled. Yep, I wanted K-chan to bring me back a Westport catalog, you see. Westport was short for Western Imported Games. Using that abbreviation did make it sound pretty geeky. You can't just get them to send you one in the mail. You can just get them to send you one in the mail, can't you? Well, guess I have to now. I'm going to get another game with hot action. This time, I'd like a game that's easy to understand. Mion is a board and card game enthusiast, and I hear she's collected quite a lot of different ones. Yeah, because this is the 1980s, so this is before video games. So even Nintendo was still making cards. So she's in the anime. They are very big on war games and punishment games. This anime is where I first learned the Japanese concept of the punishment game, and it's fascinating. According to Rena, Mion's room has kind of become a museum for domestic and foreign games. If there's a game you think I'd understand, let me play too. Of course. If K-chan is up for it, I should warn you though, we're pretty tough. Just what I want. I play all sorts of games. I don't intend to lose. What? Then we'll let you into the group this time, I guess. Bristling with joy from head to toe, Rena looked back and forth between me and Mion. Mion gave her an affirmative wink, and her expression perked up even further. I thought boys preferred playing outside more, so I figured you wouldn't want to. Rena laughed happily. From such a friendly conversation, you wouldn't think I had moved here less than a month ago. I understood that they did all that they could to make a transfer student like me feel at home. I'll have to try harder to fit in, so they won't feel like they have to try to make me feel welcome. I felt like if I acted a bit more open than I usually am, it should probably be about right for this place. Hinamizawa was a really small village. Not only was there only one school, but there was only one class. That class encompassed all different grades and ages. There are about 30 students at different levels, and they all study in the same class. I'm told that long ago there used to be a bigger school building and they had actual separate classes. However, it seems something happened that made it become a single class, and now it's stayed that way out of tradition. I was shocked at first, but humans adapt pretty quickly. quite used to it. The sound of children playing started right from the morning. In such a lively mood, it felt more like a kindergarten than a proper school. Not that that was a bad thing. Neon, who had been walking in front of us up until then, suddenly let me take the lead. Right in front of the classroom door. Oh, she's gonna prank him. So I was meant to slide the door open and enter the room first. Too bad I wasn't going to fall for that again. To think you'd give up the lead here. You meant for this to be a test of my skills. Neon chuckled, an obvious smirk on her face.
What is it, you guys?
Step back, ma'am. It's dangerous. She's here.
Huh? Then Satoko-chan is...
Her name was Satoko Hojo. She was a disrespectful, impudent, bossy kid. The way she talks was annoying, but it could be immature to get worked up over just that. The real problem was this. Quite the obvious trap. A blackboard eraser wedged in the door. It's too obvious. Satoko! A hawking laugh came from beyond the door.
Excellent, Pei-chan! I guess that means you win this round?
No, this is Satoko. Oh, no, that was Neon. Excellent, Kei-chan. I guess this means you win this round? No, this is Satoko we're talking about. I doubt this is it. After falling for such intricate traps since the day I transferred, I no longer let my guard down. Satoko liked to combine a variety of traps. Traps that were simply there to bait you into the main one. Traps that relentlessly kept coming at you like a sadistic Rube Goldberg machine. The list goes on. As well as being clever, they almost never misfire. When you least expect it, she strikes. No escape, no time to relax. By the look of it, this eraser is normal. No rocks or anything in it. I took a pretty heavy hit from a blackboard eraser loaded with rocks on my first day.
So then why don't you just open the door and let it drop?
That's what it is. That's what Satoko was after, making me focus my attention upwards. So as I lifted my hand to the door, there were thumbtacks stuck in the sliding door handle with tape. A frightening trap. A potent and terrifying trap. Concealed by using a blackboard eraser. An impressive combination, Satoko. But in the end, nothing more than the trivial machinations of a child. Assured of my victory, I threw open the door and stepped into the room. It's gonna get better. I felt something strange at my ankle. It was similar to the sensation of a jump rope catching on my leg. By the time I realized she had me, hook, line, and sinker, it was already too late. I began to fall in an almost picturesque manner.
Pei-chan, watch out!
Instinctively reaching to Neon's shrill warning, I twisted my body in midair before I landed on the floor. Ow, ow, ow! An inkstone filled to the brim was placed right where I would have landed. I shuddered, imagining the situation had I landed square on it.
My, what do we have here?
I need to do the most annoying bratty voice for Satoko. Satoko is the eponymous brat. Oh my gosh, brattiest little child. Look at her. Look at her innocent face. Oh, she's so evil. I love her.
My, what do we have here? A fair morning to you, Keiichi-san. Aren't we a lively one this morning?
Still sprawled in an awkward position, I was greeted by a mocking voice.
That was a step up.
That was a step up from your usual traps, Satoko.
I haven't the faintest idea
as she braced herself for the forehead flick.
It doesn't bother me.
You mustn't cry, Satoko. Keep on fighting. Yeah. Rika gently petted the head of her prankster friend. You would never guess these two are the same age. I think Satoko could learn a thing or a million from Rika-chan. Next time, set an even more amazing trap. Wait a minute. As she observes the scene, Rena's expression grew ecstatic as she began to swoon. Satoko-chan is crying. She's so cute. You can't take them home. But they're so cute. You can't, no matter how cute they are. Just for a little bit is fine. It's fine. Rena kept a cutesy face even as outrageous ideas spewed from her mouth. Yeah, that's like her catchphrase. They keep it in the anime too. She wants to take it home. So what she in Japanese, it's a declaration. Omochikaeri. I want to take it home. And Rena says omochikaeri about various strange things. Her idea of what is cute is not always the most typical. Wait until we find my most favorite cute object of hers. She's great. She goes hunting for cute objects in a very unlikely place, and she has an unlikely tool for digging up these cute objects. I can't wait to introduce you to that. According to Mion, Rena is ridiculously weak to cute things and always tries to take them home. Object or person. Stealing is bad, but abducting people is even worse. Give it up. And I can just look at it. That should be fine, right? Right? Rena swooned over Satoko's crying form. If a girl ever goes missing in Hinamizawa, I will be forced to turn Rena in to the authorities. Forgive me, Rena. I'll be sure to bring you care packages when they put you away. The teacher's coming. Quickly, clean everything up. Satoko, the ink stone is yours, right? Just from Mion's single statement, the entire mood of the room shifted back to normal. The ink stone was bad, but the thumbtack stuck to the door handle were an even bigger problem. I pulled the tape off carefully, making sure not to skewer myself. Even though Satoko was the one who set it up, everyone had to pick up after her. By the time the teacher entered the room, the bedlam from before had been neatly tidied up. We made it in time. Rise, attention! Mion gave out the morning commands. Actually, I was playing this while I was waiting for Monster Hunter to load. So Monster Hunter has finally loaded, and we've introduced our main characters. So I think now would be a good time to save, because I really... Doing these games that have a bunch of voices are really challenging for me. So I try to keep the ones that have lots of voices to shorter time periods, so maybe about an hour. So this has been about 40 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and call this quits. So let's click save. Menu. Save and load. Save. Alright. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream.